sitting in front of me. And what he's had to do, folks, I always get hair envy. Because I'm
the quip.
Yeah, you've got a fabulous quip.
It's hairsprayed to the max.
Is that how it works?
I put wax on and then I spray hairspray, and I've got this hairspray that's called Got to Be Glue. I'm not advertising anything there.
No, you're not at all. You just mentioned the product, yeah.
And I literally spray it on to the inch of my life until it literally stays still.
I'm going to tell the listeners how good Joe's quiff is. He's actually had to move his headphones further back on his head so that it doesn't disturb. And you're looking very fit and healthy. I would say you're a man in Olympic shape.
Oh, well, I do a lot of running. So,
oh, you do?
Yeah, I do. I try and I'm doing the Great North Run this year, so I'm training for that. But I also just do it anyways. I like to be fit on stage, so I keep out the running all the time.
And the tan that comes from just the northeast.
It comes from Portugal. I wish it was from the northeast, but it's I've been at Portugal about 2 weeks ago, which is lovely.
He is looking fit and well, listeners, and we've got the text here for you. Please tell Joe he has thousands of fans waiting to hear his interview and the first radio. Oh, we're doing the first radio play of this song.
Yeah, first radio play. First time anybody ever hears it.
And this is the song that you wrote.
It's one of the first songs I've written for any of my albums. I've never tried songwriting before, so it's one of the first attempts. So I hope people like it, because I can't blame it on somebody else now.
Okay, so talk me through the songwriting. Hang on, that by the way is from Suzette. She's very excited to hear the first radio play of Here's What I Believe.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah.
So how does it work? So because I know whenever I have to write, I'll do anything apart from write. I'll tidy the fridge. I'll clean my knicker drawer.
That was pretty much what I was like. You know, this is the fourth album now that I've recorded, and every time I recorded one, somebody would say, "You need to start songwriting. You need to start songwriting. You really need to go in the studio and try it. You'll really enjoy it." And I was really scared to do it. I think it was the confidence thing. I just never wanted to do it.
So what did you do? Did you go up into the bedroom with a pad, or did you sit in the kitchen, or?
I changed managements last year, and the manager that I now work with, she said, please just try it. So I had a really busy 6 months at the end of last year after the Popstar Rockstar show, and in January she kind of just led us into the studio. She was like, just go and try it, see what happens. We might never use it, but we might. And one of the first songs I wrote, which is on the album, that one's called What Have I Done, it kind of got picked up for the album straight away because everybody liked it. And I think because I've seen everybody else liked it at the label, it gave us a bit of confidence, and I really started to enjoy it. So I've got 3 songs on this album that I've wrote, which is quite a big deal considering I've never done it before.
So what we're saying is that well, first of all, 4 albums in 3 years.
Yeah.
Whose idea is that, by the way? Did they just keep you on the ground? Just keep your nose to the ground?
The first album was with Psycho, obviously, after the show.
Yeah.
Which I did that one. Then I did a lot of shows in the January after winning. And then obviously went on to do Popstar Rockstar, signed to Decca Universal.
You did the double there. You did the FA Cup and the League double. You did X Factor and Pop. No one's ever done that.
Oh, nobody has, have they? It was a big thing. It was a big challenge. So I came out of that show, signed a new deal, and they were like, right, would you fancy singing a few opera songs on an album? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Will people like it? Did that. Everybody loved it, and then we decided to do a follow-on with the Christmas album, and then. I really wanted to get back to my sound.
You like a bit of graft, don't you?
Yeah,
I do.
I like to be busy. I do. And then obviously I wanted to get my sound, so that's when I went to the studio and did some writing.
And so this album, would you say that this album is more of you than anything else you've done?
I think so. It's the most creatively involved I've been in an album because the first album I didn't really know what I was doing, if I'm honest. I didn't have a clue.
You see, listeners, that's why people love you. Because people come on and they bluff their way, and it's great that you just say, no,
I didn't. I was serving my apprenticeship, as you could probably call it.
Of course.
I was learning as I was going, but in front of thousands of people. And I went through it, and I love that album. The first album, Wide Awake, I was really proud of it, and it is a great album, and I enjoy performing the stuff off there. But I had a lot of help with that one, and I have had a lot of help with this one as well, but I feel like because of the songwriting, because of it's been about 5 or 6 months since January. I can't count, I think that's probably around then.
No, we are going to count it, so it's
March,
5...
April, May, June, July, we finished July.
Okay.
So that's about 7 months, and Yeah.
Did you just go northeast on me and drop the S off months?
Yes.
Did you say
I did.
7 months?
I
Singular.
went Geordie on you. But yeah, and I really just kind of spent time and really tried loads of different songs, demoed loads of things.
So is there going to be more ballads in this album? Are you trying to please the fans with the ballads? Or?
There's a lot of ballads. It's kind of, there's slow ballads and then there's mid-tempo which don't really feel like ballads but they probably are. So there's a mix. There's nothing dancey. It's not a dance album. The first album was quite up-tempo and dancey, but this is kind of back to what I suppose I do best and what showcases my voice the best.
Okay, so the whole journey then you've been on, do you feel that at the start you're trying to please so many people and you're being pushed one way and pulled another, and now I'm looking at you now and you seem sort of happy in your nappy. You sort of feel like
I think
like you're confident in who you are.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was how old was I? Just turned 19 on that when I won the show. No, 18. Just turned 18. And I was still really young. I had to grow up really fast. Like,
what's it like to grow up in the glare of publicity and go from, you know, being a no one to everybody knowing your name?
It's quite a big thing. You know, it's not until now that I know where I am and what I'm doing and I grasp my job now that I realised at that time it was so crazy and I loved it. You know, I would go back and do it again over and over again. It was one of the best experiences of my life.
But also I would assume that it's different if you're a solo artist, because if you're in a band and you get overnight fame, then it feels more like a fun trip. It feels like, hey, we're on a bit of a party here, whereas I know, you know, I'm not a success, and even in here I feel a little bit lonely. I feel a little bit lonely on my own. You see,
That's why I'm here to keep you company.
You see, in the studio, on every day, it's a bit like, you know, Hugh Laurie in House, and they're behind the glass, and I feel like I'm in quarantine. Did you ever feel lonely when you were doing it on your own?
I was really fortunate because my mum kind of works with me, so I always had her around, and I always made sure friends and family would come to things as much as they could. You know, one of my best friends came on my tour last year and worked as part of the crew. One of my other friends lived in London. She used to come to things with us, so I was never on my own. But at the same time, you know, it's a scary thing because you're all kind of plunked from a normal, what people would deem as a normal life, and you put on this massive pedestal, and you've just got to kind of go with it and kind of ride the ups and downs and see where you end up at the other end. It is literally, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Did you go through any demand stages? Did you go through any?
No, I'm not one of them diva. All I demand is Diet Coke and green tea. That's all as long as I'm happy. I'm happy.
You'll not get that here at the BBC.
I've had a peppermint, so I'm happy.
Really?
Yeah, I had a peppermint tea.
I have to say that you're the first guest. I've been standing in for like, I think it's 8 or 9 days, and you're the first guest they've got anything for.
I think they found one in the bowels of Radio 2 or something. I don't know where it was.
I think the bowels of Radio 2 could be quite accurate, actually. So we're going to do the build-up now to actually play the track.
Yes.
So this is from the fourth album.
Fourth album, out. It's out the 10th of September.
Out on the 10th of September from the album Here's What I Believe. This is the title track.
Title track.
This is the first time that Joe McElderry has written a tune,
Yes.
recorded a tune, released a tune, and had a tune played on Radio 2.
It is.
It's a big moment, kids. Just pull the car over to the side of the road.
Stop wherever you are and listen right now.
Stop, collaborate and listen. Joe is back with a brand new invention.
That was a good one.